guys, it's H-harnessHobo here. Today I wanted to make this video on how to camouflage your airsoft rifle. So first things first, I'm not a professional at this. I've only done it a few times, so I'm not the best at it, and there's definitely better ways to do it and better videos on how to do it, which I'm sure you can find, but this is just how I do it. So first, you need paint. Spray paint. I just use Rust-Oleum camouflage. This is a OD green, and then this is a dark brown. And I mean, you can really use whatever spray paint you want, I suppose, but I prefer to use the camouflage because it has I think it looks better. So, well, that's just me. Hey. And then the second thing is you're going to need your pattern. Now, what I do is I make cardboard cutouts. And so you see here I just have a few different irregular shapes that I'll be using as stencils. So that's what I use, but you can also use leaves, just foliage in general. You can use like netting I've seen people use to give it more of a grid-like pattern. But for me, I just use cardboard cutouts, and that's really what I use. I think this works well enough for what I'm trying to do, just to break up the main outline of the gun, and that's really all I do. And then also another thing you want to do is you usually want to tape off any areas on your rifle that you don't want to get painted. But on this rifle, it's a CYMA M1A or SOCOM 16. There's not really anywhere that I don't really care if it gets a little bit of paint on it. I'm not going to do too much on this anyway, just a few little patterns just to help break it up. But if you have a smaller, more interlocked gun, you're probably going to want to tape off some important areas you don't want to get paint in, such as the iron sights or the trigger, safety, magazine well, stuff like that. So yeah, that's about it for prep. Oh, and also you're going to want to have a box behind it as well. And yeah, that's about it for prep. Now let's get to the painting itself. All right, let's go. All right, did a little bit of rearranging, and now we're ready. So you can usually want to wear like gloves or something just to help so you don't get it on your fingers, but I don't really care. So yeah, so first I'm gonna start off. Take this off. So really just go from there. You get what you want. You get your patterns out, and then you just do that. Now, see, I'm a little bit sloppy. It's a little, but I'm not really doing this for it to be pretty, in all honesty. More just going over it. I kind of like the more stripe, actually. I kind of like that stripe-ish kind of thing. So I'm going to go over more like that, and then mix it in with more of a splotch right there, and then finish it off with a bit of like that, and then come back in over the top and do that maybe. So see, that's just this first side, and that looks actually, let me get a little bit right there. And now I'm just going to flip it over, and then just do the same thing over here. So if I remember where that is, get a little bit similar to the other one. There we go. I'm going to give a bigger one back there. That right there. Let's also cut that through. Cut that through. Got a little bit of a... There we go. And then do a little bit down here, just to help. I'll let them come in like that, and there we go. So that's just this first green round, and I have this brown, but in all honesty, I don't think I'm going to use the brown, because I kind of like just the way the green looks. So I think for now, nah, not gonna use the brown for now. I'll do that on a different gun. But yeah, that's really about it. It's really straightforward. I know that when I was trying to find videos for it and thinking about it, I was like, oh wow, this seems really complicated. But it really is not, in all honesty. I mean, I do it really simply, and it's a little rough looking, this one especially, but it does its job. And if you squint and blur your vision a little bit, I think it looks nice. And the benefits of it is, well, when you're playing airsoft or doing anything of that, you know, what it has to do with engaging enemies and finding them, right, and everyone's armed, you're looking for stuff like this, right? Guns are easy to pick out. Sorry, there's a car coming by. Guns are easy to pick out, right? They're easy for the human eye to spot. We're on the lookout for them, and you just see that black barrel assembly sticking out of somewhere, and you're like, oh, I know what that is, right? But if you help by breaking up the silhouette of your firearm and giving it more, just less recognizable look, then that can help. And it looks badass. I honestly think that camoing your rifles, it makes it just look more badass. Some of the little bits of tape on there, it just looks more rugged, and it looks like it is more homemade and improvised, which is what I'm trying to go for with the whole militia thing. But yeah, that's really just the basics of camoing your rifle and me rambling about it. So yeah, hope you enjoyed, and see you next time.